Hi everyone, it's Mark from Basic Info Security. I want to talk a little bit about traveling with technology today and what you need to do to make sure that when you travel with your electronics and your data, that you're doing it in a safe way. All right, so traveling with your information. There are opportunities that hackers and different people use to try and take advantage of people that are traveling. A lot of issues come about when you're traveling overseas or if you're in an unfamiliar location. It's really easy for people to kind of lose track of their surroundings, and one of the biggest risks to traveling with your technology is theft. If you leave your devices in an unattended location in, say, a coffee shop, or maybe sitting next to you in an airport, or maybe kind of behind you in an airport or somewhere a little bit out of sight, those are prime targets for people to be able to take advantage of that situation and actually steal your devices. I know someone that had taken a recent trip over into a foreign country, and they set their brand new laptop down in the bag right next to them as they were on the phone talking to someone else trying to get directions, and they looked down right next to their feet where they had left their bag, and it was gone. So just be aware that these things can and do happen. They do happen quite frequently as well. So you need to be aware of where you're putting your devices, and really keep an eye on them and keep them in clear sight, or keep them ideally on you if at all possible. Another thing you need to do when you're traveling is, just in case if you have any kind of an issue with your devices when you're gone, make sure you have a backup of all of your data that you leave at home, or leave it in the cloud. That way, if something does happen to your device, if it gets stolen, or if your hard drive gets corrupted, or if you lose some information on your primary devices that you have a backup of that information, right? It would be horrible if you were on a trip and you had some files that you absolutely needed, and something happened to those files and kind of ruins your whole trip. So make sure you have a backup in place. Another thing that you need to keep in mind too is, on your devices themselves, make sure you have some kind of protection on them. So like on your phone, make sure you have a PIN code set on your phone, or some like facial recognition if your phone has that, to allow it to only work with you and not someone else who might happen to find it. Also make sure that you're using some kind of, again, on your mobile devices, some kind of tracking software. Like with iPhone, they have the Find My iPhone software that you can use to kind of locate where your iPhone currently is if you happen to lose track of it. And Android has some solutions as well, although I believe those are all kind of third-party programs that you'd have to install on your phone. There's nothing that's native with that. So those are a few tips that you should follow when you're actually traveling with your devices, which is pretty much everyone and everywhere anymore. But following some simple practices really goes a long way to making sure that not only you have a good trip, but that if in the worst case scenario, you still have access to everything that you need. Well, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like that, or hit that like button below. And if you have any comments or questions about this video, please leave them below. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can and answer any questions that you might have. And with that, I'm Mark again, and I will see you in the next video.